Later in the episode.
You wake up to go to Amazon warehouse and be like, I wonder if I'm going to get hit with a forklift today. That's like an everyday basis for these workers. They don't know if they're going to come home hurt.
Yeah,
they don't know
people with
what's going to happen.
Stress injuries, like hands and limbs, like overworked and stressed, and they have to take time off just to deal with that.
Yeah,
and
they don't get it. They don't get it.
What's the point of having time off if you can't enjoy it? Basically, it's like just going from work to a hospital, essentially.
Basically, what it is like you don't know what's going to happen to you.
Instead of a hospital, it's just your bed. You know?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the product Release Energy?
No.
You've never heard of it, huh?
No. What is it from?
Well, apparently it's a bittersweet, caffeinated lemon drink. It resembles an energy
beverage.
Officially and unofficially, because...
Is it caffeine or is it B? Vitamin B?
Neither. It's actually Amazon worker piss. It's being sold on Amazon. I think we should talk about that, don't you?
Yeah, we're talking about Amazon worker piss.
Let's talk about that on today's episode of C. Roller and Willie.
All right.
I'm C. Roller.
And I'm Willie.
Welcome to the podcast.
So you think these workers are literally like having like a pissing contest?
Well, here's the thing. Is if the factories are anything to go by, we already know there's a thing called TOT, time off task.
Yep.
And delivery workers are the same thing. They cannot take time to go to the bathroom because if they do, they're taking time off task. So what they do is they piss in bottles. Well, then people found out about this, and Amazon's like, okay, well, we're not going to allow them to have piss bottles. So now the workers toss them out the truck so they don't get caught with them.
This reminds me of Trailer Park Boys. Is I think it's can't remember his name. It's not Julian. It's Randy. I think his dad would piss in jugs and just chuck them over the other, on the other side of the trailers and stuff. That's just what it reminds me of. So,
Butler found out about them doing this in California. He went around collecting these bottles, repackaged them into energy drinks, and sold them on Amazon.
Oh, God.
And guess what? They became a top seller on Amazon.
People were drinking this shit.
Here's the thing. He had people buying them specifically and refused to sell them to anybody who wasn't on his set list of people buying them, so that nobody that was out of the loop got a piss bottle. But still, it's kind of funny to get a product on Amazon that is literally just Amazon worker piss. How do you feel about this?
Kind of disgusted. I'm really disgusted, actually. It's what is it called? Silvanella was going on with peanut butter, back in the day. It's mice pee that caused it. I was like, I don't give a fuck. But now knowing that I've been drinking workers' piss for the last, 5 years or so, I'll be outraged.
You would never have gotten it. They had a specific list of people.
No, I never bought it. So
they had a specific list of people they would vet it to, and those were the purchases that they solicited the purchase through volunteers that would up their sales so that it would become the top thing. Basically, as a stunt to show, hey, look, this is a problem.
Yeah.
Your workers deserve to go to the bathroom. I mean, this isn't the first time that there's been a thing about it either.
I mean, if you had to go, you had to go, right?
Yeah. The problem is...
Or let me ask you this.
They can't stop the truck to pull over and take a piss.
What would happen if they had a shit? They would shit in the bottle? Because that's kind of nearly impossible.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah. You can't just shit in a bottle.
An Amazon spokesperson called it a crude stunt and said no genuine customer bought the product. Well, of course, that wasn't the point. The point was to literally make a point. And there have been multiple coworkers saying that if you take longer than 10 minutes to go to the restroom, you get written up basically because you get a certain amount of time, and only a certain amount of time at their warehouses are allowed to go to the restroom. And I can tell you, where we work in a factory, there may be restrooms dotted around. But in a big warehouse, you've been to the warehouse at our company, right?
Oh yeah, you got walkabout.
Besides for the temporary porta potties they put in for when we shifted over there, where was the nearest restroom?
It was about 10 minutes away.
Which would have been 20 minutes away from task, right?
Yep.
You would have had 10 minutes there and 10 minutes back. There's no way that you could get that. In a warehouse like that, there's no way, you would be wasting a ton of time going to the restroom. That's why they're trying to crack down.
Well, it's different with the factory because we have to walk through the factory to go to the bathroom. With a warehouse, you can drive your forklift or, whatever.
Well, a lot of these workers are sifting through packages and packing them up.
Yeah.
So they're not on forklifts.
Maybe they have more restrooms than what, most
maybe
have.
But from what I've heard,
I'm not defending Amazon whatsoever. No, fuck no, I am not defending
from what
them.
From what I've heard, it's not.
What if I'm pissing on my ass? I'm gonna need more than 10 minutes, use the bathroom. 10 minutes is not enough to piss on my ass.
That is a funny way of saying that. But yeah, like if you have to do something besides for taking a piss, that would be a problem. And I think this is even worse for women. Because us men, we just go in,
what if you go in heat? You're gonna need more than 10 minutes,
Oh my God.
You're gonna need more than 10 minutes to change your pad and use the bathroom to change,
I've never heard it called go in heat.
Well, what they went in heat. It sounds nicer than the other word.
What, period?
Yeah, the P word.
Like, this is just the beginning of things. Like this, there were, like, back in 2020 with COVID and shit, they actually, like, were cracking down on this so hard. If you took time, like, because, like, those stupid masks they made us wear, right?
The what?
The masks that we wore.
Oh, yeah.
If your string broke, you couldn't go off and get a new mask. So you just contaminated everybody at work.
So you just take the nearest stapler and try to staple it back together, right? It's a warehouse. They have staplers.
Oh, well, that's a minute of time off test right there.
Right, it's a minute.
That minute or two, like, okay. And that's unexcused because that's not a 10-minute bathroom.
I'm wondering why a lot of these workers never sued Amazon. They probably tried, but Amazon is really
Some
big.
of them, a lot of them have quit and spoke out against it, but there is a lawsuit going on currently. But it doesn't have to do with the piss breaks and the time off test. It actually has to do with health and safety regulations.
Oh yeah, it's go in the warehouse over there, isn't it?
But they said in OSHA, and OSHA found violation after violation, and they've also found incident rates of like carpal tunnel and stuff. Because they do these repetitive tests, but there's no like. I tell you, at our work, they try to eliminate they may do a poor job at it, but they do try to eliminate tasks that cause repetitive motion and stress.
They even hired a committee just for that.
Yeah,
and they're still not doing a good job.
I mean, I think a committee for that should be like 1 or 2 people, but they have like 10 people.
I mean, why not? Why 10 people?
I don't
why
know.
not?
But anyways, I found a thing that said that just this year, 3 more warehouses had violations. That's 3 more after another 3. That's 6 total warehouses.
Yep.
They found violations in so far. A quote by Assistant Secretary of Occupational Safety and Health, Doug Parker, said, Amazon's operating methods are creating hazardous work conditions and processes, leading to severe worker injuries.
Well, they fucked up.
He continued to say they need to take these injuries seriously and implement a company-wide strategy to protect their employees from these well-known and preventable hazards.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like a Chinese sweatshop.
I mean, kind of, because
and they don't get paid that well either.
People, yeah. Here's the thing that I have, going back to the piss break thing. We had breaks when I worked at McDonald's. We had breaks. If you worked anything like 6 hours or over, you were guaranteed a lunch break.
Yep.
All right. And if you had to go to the bathroom, you just went and came back. I mean, you found time, but you went and came back. If you can get that for minimum wage at a freaking fast food restaurant, why the fuck can't a factory do that?
It's a warehouse, not a factory.
Okay, you're right. Still, warehouse. Why can't they do this at a warehouse?
Like the most biggest issue. I know, like working in Amazon warehouse is bad around here, but I was like watching videos of like other countries, like England and stuff like that. Amazon will like talk like small villages and small towns and like allowing them to have a warehouse there, and they'll be like, oh well, you guys will all benefit from this. You'll have good steady jobs, all this blah blah blah. And then when they build the warehouse, they have all these regulations of what the rights are at the warehouse, how much bathroom breaks and all that, and it just destroys that whole entire town's community. It's so corrupted.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Sure, it gives those people jobs, but at what cost? Because there are a lot of people who are using their PTO to not enjoy their life and have a vacation, but instead to literally relax and heal injuries.
Let me ask you this: like, you go, you wake up to go to Amazon warehouse and be like, "Huh, I wonder if I'm gonna get hit with a forklift today." That's like an everyday basis for these workers. They don't know if they're going to come home hurt.
Yeah,
they don't know
people
what's
with
going to happen.
Like stress injuries, like hands and limbs, like overworked and stressed, and they have to take time off just to deal with that.
Yeah,
and
they don't get it. They don't get it.
What's the point of having time off if you can't enjoy it? Basically, it's like just going from work to a hospital, essentially.
Basically, what it is like you don't know what's going to happen to you.
Instead of a hospital, it's just your bed. You know?
Yeah.
Instead of a hospital bed, it's your bed.
You wake up in the morning. I sure can't wait to work 14 hours today.
All of this is in the sake of 2 days shipping, right?
Yeah.
2 days shipping my ass.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but my last 3 shipments have been more than 2 days.
Can you imagine these people that work there and they see that people are like ordering for 1 day shipping, 2 day shipping. They're like, "Fuck, I gotta work my ass off."
They've implemented a thing called Amazon Package Day, where you can get all your packages delivered on 1 day, which gives them more time to prep it.
Yeah.
Supposedly, you get discount on digital items, although I never buy digital items.
Oh, not really. It's Christmas, and I get to spend time with my family. Oh, wait, I got to go to Amazon and work.
Oh, yeah.
You get no holiday off, do you?
Yeah. Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that big box stores, like, there's only certain places like Walmart and Amazon that have a variety of items for you to choose from. I used to be able to buy, like, certain products on like, specialized things like Newegg, which was a company that sells electronics, right? A lot of the products there are either out of stock or are coming from China. At this point, like, I have to buy it from Amazon, or I just don't get it, or it's not available, or like, it sucks.
It's because Amazon, they would buy a large amount of these products, and they would overload on these certain products, and just so they can sell them when everyone else runs out of them.
That, and I think the other thing is Amazon is trying to be the everything store.
It will never happen.
They're actually doing a decent job.
Yeah, their stock market is pretty decent.
The problem is there are certain things that you cannot buy on Amazon, period. There's just no way of logistically doing it.
I mean, if they can deliver like 60 bales of hay to me right now, I would buy it on Amazon.
Bezos' idea for the company was literally to sell everything from A to Z. That's what Amazon is. That's why there's an arrow from the A to the Z that makes a smiley face. The entire company is to be everything under the sun store. They started with books, moved into music, and then they went on from there.
Video. Prime.
Well, Prime is just their delivery service.
No, you got Prime Video too.
Well, that's part of their video service.
Oh, yeah.
They're positioning themselves to take over everything, and it kind of sucks because as I said, there are things that you can only get on Amazon, or it's just plainly easier to get on Amazon because you know it's going to be in stock on Amazon.
What it is just a big monopoly. They're trying to call it a big monopoly, and it's illegal to have a monopoly.
You say that, but they exist.
They exist, but like if someone actually went out of their way and hired, a lawyer and everything.
But their newest venture into this everything.
No, let me ask you this: if Walmart start losing customers, right, due to Amazon, and Amazon started building warehouses near Walmart, they can actually sue Amazon.
Yeah, but I think Walmart's got the edge on one thing.
Well, no, I'm just
saying, have physical stores.
I'm just doing like a small
I'm just saying that the reason why Walmart still exists is because they have physical stores where you can go to if you immediately need something.
The reason why Kmart failed was it wasn't just Walmart; it was like Kroger's and all of them all went after Kroger,
yeah, but Walmart,
Kmart.
Walmart did that by basically lowering prices down to where they started
price dumping.
Yep, they lowered it to the point that you couldn't compete because they were losing money, but they had the funds to do it. Amazon's trying to combat that a little bit with these new stores called Amazon Go and Amazon Fresh stores. They're trying to make a physical presence and in the grocery category.
How many they built so far?
I don't honestly know. I know they've been recently they expanded, and then now they're kind of coming back a little bit.
Because apparently they're not doing a good job with it. Because I have never seen one around here.
Oh no, they're mostly in bigger cities like New York and Chicago. And
the day that we see one, around us is the day it's actually working. Because we are always, like small towns are usually the last people that sees that stuff. Like when Redbox first came out, it was in the big cities and stuff. But it was so successful, then they start putting it, in smaller towns. So how's that work with them? You just order your shit and go in and get it? Or?
No. You walk in and you have the app called the Amazon Go app, and you like scan a QR code as you walk in, and then as you walk through the store, anything you pick up gets added to like a virtual cart. So like, let's say you pick up a candy bar, it adds it to your cart. If you put it back, it takes it out of your cart.
Wow.
They have cameras and sensors all over the place detecting what you take and what you grab. Then when you leave the store, it just charges you for everything you took.
And you gotta link your bank account to it?
It links to your Amazon account, which obviously...
Oh, okay. So you gotta have some kind of money in your Amazon account then, right?
It'll typically charge to whatever credit card.
No, let's say this. You go below your balance, right, on your credit card, overdrafts and all that stuff. It'll still let you
It'll charge to your card just if like you made an Amazon purchase.
So you're like, let's say you walk in there with $1, right, in your credit card, right? Because you want to like kind of close.
You'll get your bank fees for going.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, it's not going to just be like error, cancel transaction, right?
No.
You're just gonna have to pay your bank the overdraft fees.
Yep.
All right. Yep. all right. That clears it up, because there's a few times I had $5 in my bank and I try to buy something and then it gets declined.
I'm sure if you find a way to like loop the system, like I'm sure like if you have a card that literally gets declined, like not just overdraft fees, but like just declined, they probably will come after you with legal action.
Okay.
Probably collections. If I had to.
We're gonna turn you into collections over $60.
And I'm sure if you try to go back there after that point, you're probably locked out, because they do have a security at the front to go in and out.
Oh, okay. They do have security and everything.
From what I saw, like I've seen a video of it, and it's literally just like a turnstile type thing where you scan the QR code for your account and it lets you in.
That kind of scares me though, with that whole Amazon Go, because what if the government started doing that and banks started doing that with virtual money?
China already does that.
Oh, that's bullshit.
With a different kind of thing. They actually have a system where they keep track of your social status. And your social status can actually decline you from purchases.
This kind of reminds me of a book I read back in the day. Yeah, I used to read books, all right? It was something about
I didn't say anything.
It was like a barcode that they would like tattoo on everyone, and that would like show like every person,
Does this book have to deal with the Bible?
I do not know.
Because that is something that a lot of people believe is an end times thing. Is they call it the mark of the beast. You get it tattooed on your hand.
No, it wasn't that book.
But a lot of people are thinking that the mark of the beast is going to be a barcode that you scan or a chip inside your hand.
Conspiracy. Yeah, I didn't mean to go off topic, but that's what it's just starting to sound like to me. Is like they're just getting too. I don't know. They're getting everyone's like personal stuff.
I mean, this is a long time coming, and unfortunately, most of us has bought into it without even realizing it.
Will it stop me from ordering from Amazon? Probably not. It's too convenient. But am I happy when I do it? No.
It's not just, if you're going to go off on that one, it's not just Amazon. Every single thing you use, if it's free, you are the product.
I mean, you know how you were saying about those QR codes?
Yeah, those are just...
That's the first step right there into the barcode on your skin, is those QR codes on your phone. Next thing you know...
You do realize the QR codes are just like...
coupons.
QR codes are literally just barcodes.
Oh, there you go. It'll be on our skin.
They're basically... Instead of having lines across it, it's a two-dimensional shape that depicts more information.
Looks like a postage stamp.
You don't like how barcodes are just like big, like thin and thick lines
Yeah.
across there. QR code is literally just a square of little of different sized dots or.
So C-Roller just made a point right here. It's not going to be barcodes being tattooed on you. It'll be QR codes.
Most likely, because they'll actually.
Well, that actually makes more sense. Actually,
either that or a literal tracking chip, which is.
It's not going to be like a little smiley face on your arm. It's going to be an actual QR code, right?
You say that, but they can add a smiley face to the QR code. I mean, literally, have you ever seen a QR code? They can put anything they want in the center.
Right? Yeah.
Literally because of redundancies in the QR code that can keep track of data and recover it. They could put images in the center of a QR code and cover up some of the data, and the rest of the data will recover whatever it covered up. It's just it's a fancy thing they do that allows it to be customizable.
Bastards.
There's enough data in a QR code to not only have the data but have it recoverable if you lose part of it.
Is it possible to just like to make your own QR code?
Yes. There's a website you literally can type in information and it makes a QR code for you.
Can you just draw it? No, it's all data, isn't it?
You can draw it, but I don't know if anybody in particular would have the intelligence to draw something that would actually convey any meaning. When you go to this website, you type in like a word or a website, and it puts in a QR code. And if you scan the QR code, it'll either display the message you sent or take you to the website.
Man, that's scary. Technology's getting like too advanced.
This is old technology. This has been around for years.
Oh my god! I just learned about QR codes like a month ago.
As much as these Amazon Go stores are, they seem like the future, but they're not catching on as much because they're dying out. Like they've literally been closing down stores left and right this year.
It's too early for them to start doing this stuff. It's before it's like kind of like the Sega Dreamcast. It's too early for it to be successful. People are not like ready for it yet.
Personally, I am because
I'm all for it.
I hate going to a cashier, so I like it.
Like I said, like I'm comparing with the Sega Dreamcast. When the Sega Dreamcast came out, I was like, oh, a screen on controller. I want it. That's what Amazon Go is, right? The Go store.
They also have a small amount of grocery delivery.
Well, yeah, it's a
which kind of sucks because like you can only get certain things in certain areas.
It's a hit or miss little thing that they're trying to do.
I really wish that I could just shop online and have shit sent to my house rather than going to the store. Because it'd be nice to be like, okay, at work on my break, I'm like, okay, I need these things or these things for dinner. Send it to my house. Or
can you imagine some asshole would be like, hey, fuck, I'm making chili, but I forgot to buy beans. And they would order just one can of beans just for Amazon to deliver it to them.
In certain cities, you can do that.
Oh,
however, we live out in the middle of nowhere. Amazon doesn't deliver shit to us. Speaking of deliveries, I am kind of irritated at like Amazon's delivery method right now. I have Amazon Prime, but unfortunately, I don't actually get 2-day deliveries. One thing is they don't bother shipping out until literally 2 days before it's supposed to be there. Or in the case of my last one, literally the day of. But I don't know how like you're supposed to get your stuff. Like, sure, if I lived in a big city where the Amazon truck delivered it directly to my house, that would be one thing. But unfortunately, it has to get sent to the post office.
I have an idea for Amazon. This would be really freaking crazy. All right. So let's say, for example, they put a big warehouse in a big city, like let's say, for example, Cleveland, because I'm more familiar with that. But they put a big warehouse, right? And you can order your shit and pick it up at that warehouse the same day instead of waiting for them to deliver it. Can you do that with Amazon?
Oh, that'd be fucking nice.
That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Oh my God, my son's in the background. He's like, that's crazy. Well, it's like a drive-through, going to a drive-through, like, hey, give me a case of beer. Wouldn't that be crazy though? You just walk up like, hey, I ordered that. Here's my name. Here's my, Amazon account. They just like, oh, here's your package.
A package that was supposed to be delivered on November 16th didn't ship until November 16th.
Okay.
Didn't reach my house until November 17th in the afternoon. All right.
Got that.
It was technically 2-day shipping, but it was late because they didn't bother shipping it. However, if you go to
those slacker workers at Amazon warehouse,
if you go to the UPS tracking, which is actually more detailed than Amazon's,
okay,
because this says Thursday, November 16th, package left Amazon facility, November 14th, picked up by shipping partner Twinsburg, departed shipping partner Romulus, Michigan. It left the state. Then it went back to Twinsburg, departed shipping partner again, and then finally arrived in our town the next day, like 2 days later. First of all, where the hell was it between the 15th and 17th? I don't know. But it took from the 14th and 17th to get to me and somehow made a trip to Michigan.
It's probably in Amazon warehouse's bathroom where some guy's like pissing inside of it.
But I have another one. Right? Package arrived at the Amazon facility. Well, actually, no, it says carrier picked up package. Doesn't give a date or a time.
Who was that carrier?
It literally was an Amazon delivery driver.
They need to start posting their names on that thing. They got to put their names on there so I know who to go after.
It didn't reach the post office until way later. But okay, so we're going to go through here. It says that the first thing it says is Crossville, Illinois.
Okay.
Then Plainfield, Indiana. Then Twinsburg again.
Man, they're having fun with your package. They're just like swapping out different states. You would think the package was out of state and then went in. Then it came from Illinois to Indiana to Ohio. And they're like, I want to piss again, so I take it back to the Illinois.
But if I go back to the post office tracking, it went Twinsburg, Shakopee, Minnesota, Lockport, Illinois, Plainfield, Indiana, then to Twinsburg.
Twinsburg, that means it's double piss in your package.
There's an entire town that wasn't even listed on the Amazon website. But not only that, but they somehow delivered it to both Clyde and Fremont, and then delivered it back to Clyde.
It seems like it's a bag of, what's it called, logistics?
Probably because when Amazon dropped it off at Clyde, they had it sent for outgoing mail instead of local mail.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
I mean, the post office isn't great either, but the fact that Amazon has been shipping my stuff out of state to come back into state when it was at the Twinsburg warehouse.
Everyone deals with this shit. Like, where's the fuck is my package?
But at least this isn't as bad as FedEx. I still hate FedEx.
Yeah, fuck FedEx.
I just think that's absolutely stupid, don't you?
I hate FedEx.
I meant the shipping from Amazon.
Well, I mean, it's stupid, but it's still better than FedEx. Like, I ordered a couch, it was like shipped through FedEx, and guess what? They knocked on my door 4 times, and they're like, oh, well,
and
send it right back.
Yeah, well, I had FedEx stuff.
I didn't even get the option to even pick it up.
I had FedEx stuff that went from New York all the way to Ohio, got to Ohio, got shipped back to New York, then got shipped back to Ohio, and then finally delivered, and the package was a fucking wreck. You can almost guarantee what happened is it reached the Ohio warehouse through FedEx.
Then 2 coworkers had sex on top of your box.
No, it got wrecked. I mean, I guess technically that could have happened, but either way, it got wrecked. I had another one that got to the warehouse and then just stayed there for a week. This is the FedEx warehouse. Just stayed there for a week.
They must have lost it. They lost it.
And then finally, I requested a refund on the item through the seller. I'm like, look, I didn't get my package. All of a sudden, it shows up on my door the next day, and there's no information on shipping whatsoever.
You feel
updated besides received at the warehouse and delivered. Usually there's out for shipping and arrived at this location. No, it literally just went from being lost in the warehouse to at my house the next day.
Do you feel like there was like just like a slacker at that warehouse, and they would like hide things in the back, like I'll get it later, but forget about it, and then they start playing the boxes in front of it. So then they had to play like you know what I mean? What I'm talking about? It's like going to Walmart and like, hey, I found something really nice. I know it's not going to be here tomorrow, so I'm going to hide it behind little kids, toys. It could be like can of beans or hide it behind little kid toys, and hopefully no one finds it. You think that a lot of those workers do that?
I don't know if that's actually possible. Because if it's going out for shipping, it's being tracked throughout the warehouse.
Because there's several times I went to Walmart and I liked something, I would hide it somewhere.
What do you mean at Walmart?
Yeah.
Well, at Walmart, yeah, I'm sure. I thought we were talking about a warehouse.
No, I mean, I'm sure that the employees at the warehouse, they would do that. They would like, I'll get in like 10 minutes after my break, and they forget about it and then they start, grabbing shit and it goes wrong.
I don't know how that would work in a warehouse because you would have to still pay for it, right? You can't just walk. That's theft. You just walk out with it.
No, I'm not saying walk out. Like, let's say a forklift picks it up and like, I'm going to plant right here in front of these boxes that's about to get shipped out in a different location, but then they forget about it and they start like,
Oh, so like the thing at Walmart.
Yeah.
At the warehouse.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that could possibly happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happens very commonly because, these guys are getting worked to death, very fatigued and all that stuff. And then it's when you're tired, you forget things like really quick.
I do want to touch base on my FedEx thing.
Oh, shit. We went off topic again.
We did, but I want to stay off topic for 1 second because of FedEx. One last complaint about FedEx. If you miss a signed package, it's literally a pain in the ass to get it. Because they either ship it back to the seller or you have to go get it from the warehouse. And the warehouse, it takes me 2 hours to get there. Well, an hour and 45 minutes.
They should move closer.
Whereas at least UPS and the post office, USPS, are both somewhat local.
Yep.
They have regional facilities that are
they're a lot nicer.
Yeah, that too.
They're a lot nicer. They're not going to sit there and bang your package on
my
every
parents had
wall.
That reminds me of being nice. My parents actually had a thing where they got yelled at by FedEx, even though they tried to explain to them the situation. We literally had somebody sitting in the driveway, my grandma. The FedEx driver pulled in, backed out, and left. Didn't bother delivering it.
Oh, geez.
It was a treadmill. They didn't want to deliver a treadmill, so they just said nobody was there. We had somebody sitting in the driveway waiting for them. The time before that, they were literally in the house, and they ran out before the FedEx truck even. They literally just didn't want to lift the damn box. I mean, I understand not wanting to lift the box.
I mean,
but
it is a 300
box. It is their job, though.
Yeah, like the FedEx people are fucking pieces of shit. Like they'll literally, like get mad they had to deliver your package when it comes to like UPS or USPS or whatever. They're they'll greet us. Like when you see like a postal guy, like like the local mailman, right? Your dogs will sit there and like chase after him, right? But when the FedEx guy pulls up, the dogs were like cowardly and like hiding in the corner because they know this FedEx guy is just going to throw the box at him. No, I'm just kidding.
Your dog shouldn't be chasing them at all.
Well, my dog jumped into the UPS truck one time.
Oh, that's not good.
No, it's not.
We were talking about like grocery deliveries earlier.
Oh yeah.
And like, I wanted to say like having like going to Walmart and doing like groceries and stuff. Like I had for a little while that little pull up and like where they just drop it off in your car. Where you pull up and
I don't like that because like when it comes to produce, I like to visually look at it before I purchase it.
Well, the biggest thing that I have with it is that I mean it's great for certain people, like people who can't go in or elderly, like they can't walk around, and like disabled people, like they can just go, like they don't have to get their chairs out, or they don't have to
jump on that little scooter thing. With the cart. Yeah. I mean, I like that scooter thing.
Or back in the day when COVID was a major thing, like you could literally just stay in your car and not worry about having to wear a mask in the store and whatnot.
Or it could be like a fucking like negative like 15 degrees outside, because it did happen last year. You can sit there outside in negative 15 and let that poor, guy walk out and put your groceries in your own car.
There is a reason why you would leave your car running regardless.
Yeah, but that poor sucker is like, like pushing this car, freezing his ass off.
Yeah, that does suck. But my point is there's a reason to use it. My biggest problem with it is actually the fact that half the time they were out of stock of stuff when I tried to use it. So I was like, okay, it's convenient. I could just get in, sit there for like a couple minutes, and then leave. I don't have to spend a half hour looking for everything. Well, I found that it didn't work for me because half the time they would literally be like, okay, we're out of this item, we're going to substitute it, and I'm like in my car, like, okay, here's the substitutes. I'm like, no, that's not what I want. But by the time, because like I'm going from work to Walmart and back, like by the time I get there, they've substituted things for things I didn't want.
See, the thing is, with I like the idea that they bring out your groceries out to your car and stuff like that. But what I don't like is people that uses it. You're basically like first class. Like if there's like the last, they're short on stuff, you would get it before the person that actually installed, that wanted that same item.
Actually, that's not true from my experience. My experience is that they go shopping right before you get there, and then they grab it off the shelf.
So they don't have it planned out.
I've literally seen somebody push in the cart that they use for those orders. They literally just go through the store and pick it off the shelf.
So you guys that pull into Walmart for your grocery, you're at a disadvantage.
The only advantage that there is that they've done that before you get there. You set a time, and then they go and you set a time of when you're going to be there, like a time window, and then they get your order ready before you get there.
See,
there's no priority. It's not like if I order at 7 o'clock in the morning, they're going to go get my groceries and order at 7 o'clock. No,
I mean,
if I put it in,
that's what I thought they did.
If I put it in at 3 o'clock, if I put the order in at 7, and I'm like, I'll be there at 3, they'll probably be getting my groceries at 2:30.
Why not set your order like an hour before?
Because then your food's gonna be sitting there getting warm or cold or whatever.
Could you do a half hour? Could you do 20 minutes? Could you do 15 minutes? Could you do 10 minutes? Like. Do you think there's people out there that will actually pull into that little pickup area and order their food like while they're sitting there?
You can't actually.
You can't?
No, you have to have a certain amount of time between when you order and when you set your time for being there.
And what's the time?
I don't remember. I just know that I couldn't do it after work. I had to order it before work and then show up after work.
Man, I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did that. Can you imagine some asshole like sitting in their car?
I do that with Taco Bell.
Huh?
I do that with Taco Bell though. I'll like pull in their parking lot, order, and then go through their drive-thru.
Oh!
I do wait for the confirmation my order went through before hitting the drive-thru though.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So that they have my order. I'm not just, hey, I have an order. Like, what order? I'm like, no, I make sure that the order went through first.
Oh my God, it's hilarious.
Here's the thing: is I order custom food because I have chicken swapped out for everything. So I don't like sitting there telling them that in the drive-thru because A, it takes longer, and B, I have to be like, okay, you got to substitute this, you got to do that. Like, it's a lot easier just to select a menu item.
Right, I got you. It's just funny because you're like, yeah, I do that.
I only do it for like fast food because I don't know what I'm gonna eat until I decide. Usually I do it before I leave my house, but if I'm out on the road, I'm like, okay, I want Taco Bell. Where's the first place I'm going to stop?
Taco Bell.
Exactly.
I like Taco Bell.
What do you think I'm going to do if I want Taco Bell? I'm going to stop at Taco Bell. I'm going to order from my car because I'm not ordering through the drive-thru and getting a custom order to them. That's how you screw it up.
Yeah, they do try to screw up a lot, don't they?
I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for the fact that that's the only place you can stop. If you're heading to Taco Bell for food, the only place you're going to stop to order food is at Taco Bell. Okay? I don't do that at Arby's because I don't order food to their app.
It's funny though because like there's many times I would like order something, not check my bag, and just like leave, and I realize
I still have to do that on occasion.
I'm in a rush, Then I end up with sometimes I end up with something I didn't order. I end up with someone else's order.
Unfortunately, I did that somewhat recently, which kind of irritated me.
What, can you imagine? Remember?
There's two things I'm aware of: Little Caesars Pizza and Burger King. I ordered the chicken sandwich for Burger King. I got it, and it was plain. Literally nothing on it, just bun and chicken. That's it.
Let me guess. You went to the nearest gas station and bought like a thing of like mayo.
No,
just like
I
dipped
ate
it
it.
into mayo.
Begrudgingly, I ate it because I didn't feel like going back.
Oh,
Little Caesars pissed me off because they lost my order in their own thing. And even when they did find my order, it was still wrong. All right?
what?
You know I have gout and I can't have pork products. Pepperoni is a pork product. So I ordered a cheese pretzel pizza. Like pizza with pretzel crust. Cheese. I go through the thing. They give me somebody else's order. I get a little ways down the line, a little ways down the road. I'm like, as long as it took them to give me my order, because it took them like freaking an hour to give me something that was supposed to be done in 20 minutes. I checked it and it was somebody else's order.
Hey, you did the right thing.
I went back and I'm like, okay, this isn't even mine. Because I looked, there's a tag on it with somebody's name and it's not my name. Like, this says it's not even mine. Right on the box. So they looked it up. That was the only order we had for a mobile order. I'm like, well, maybe. And the other guy behind the counter is like, oh, okay, yeah, well, we have this pizza back here that was for an order that we didn't get sent out. And I'm like, okay, it was the pretzel crust pizza with my name on it, but it had pepperoni on it.
Oh,
so I had to pull
they're trying to kill you. They're trying to kill you.
So I had to pull every fucking pepperoni out.
He's like plucked over.
You
make sure you use tweezers, right? You didn't do it by hand. You use
this
tweezers.
This is the second time I've had a problem with Little Caesars. I won't go back. Anyways, I felt like we're way off topic.
No, I know, but I was going back to Amazon on this one. But let's say, for example, right? I pull into that Amazon thing I was telling you about, the Amazon drive-thru, right? And I order something, and let's say I order like a 10-bar case of Reese's Fast Breaks, right?
Okay.
And I pull up to that driveway. Then they hand me like a PS5 or something. I'm not taking that shit back. I'm just gonna go home and.
I mean, that's a trade up. I don't think anybody would do that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you can get a good deal.
If it's a trade up, I don't think people tend not to worry about that. It's when it's a trade down or sideways.
So you're saying like for example, you order like the deluxe chicken from McDonald's and they hand you like a McFish. Is that what it's called? Flail fish.
I probably would take that back. But if they went from like a McChicken to a deluxe chicken, yes, I would.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I would do that. I would take that. Like, that's not.
But that poor sucker behind you, so I end up with your, downgrade meal.
Back to my Little Caesars thing. I'm pretty sure that's what happened with their pizza.
Oh, that's bullshit.
They got some. They probably either had to wait for their pizza or just didn't get, because whatever order that was from, they didn't get their pizza because they cannot. The second that left the counter, they cannot give that to the next customer.
Nope.
Even if they come in afterwards for that pizza, they have to remake that. So they fucked over me and the next customer.
Yep. 2-in-1 deal of taking out 2 birds, 1 stone, right?
It's just so bullshit.
All right.
Anyways,
we're going to have to cut this out. Noah, you want to be in the intro or the outro? Sit next to Nate.
I don't know if he'll be in the frame. Anyways, I've been C Roller.
And I'm Willie.
Thank you for watching. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, me too. Peace.
Welcome to the piss contest.